summit. Francois says, do what Squirrel wants to do, 12 hours, have a good night's sleep, and then another 12 hours. That's another way of doing it. Serge UK, did I go for audio splitter and cans? Yeah, I've got a 5-way audio splitter. It cost a whole £2.97. Hello, your helpers have been removed. You'll have to wait for a westbound freight to pass first. You'll also be following an eastbound railblazer to helper. Oh, crikey. Wipers. Except they're only going to go once. There we go. We've got lights on, we've got lights on. So this is a downhill run. Whitemead, this one's 65 minutes. Strap player. Sometimes when using a rail driver, the throttle position of the loco will change without the throttle on the rail driver being moved. It's jittering. It's because these controls are fundamentally analog. It's effectively sampling them and getting values back, and they change. They're sitting there doing this stuttering, and that's what causes it to map. Now the code in rail driver does try and smooth it out. The code in my one smooths it out even more. But unfortunately, the act of smoothing out the code, stopping the jittering, actually reduces the sensitivity of it as well. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about that. Yeah, I think I know the scenario you mean, Coplopper Mal. There's some pretty extreme weather on one of the scenarios. James 1260's just turned on EFX. Yeah, absolutely, it sounds so much better. EFX is the enhanced audio effects. It's in these settings. Good night, Victor. Fringe styling is not quite that simple, but near enough. Junction's changing. So, Summit East crossover, Colton, Cayenne. Oh, we're going to run our Cayenne loops. Excellent. Down to Martin Yard, 23 miles. All we've got to do is go 23 miles. What can go wrong? Waiting for permission to go. No, I'm not tabbing it. Shouldn't need to. Not unless the author tells me to tab it. There we go. We've got the green. The dynamics fired up. Beating the speed of 37, so we'll drop it back to 25 and let the speed creep up. Right. How long is the train? Really long. That's a lot of wagons. Most of the train on the 1% grade now, so it's being a little bit more finicky. What are we hauling? That's a good question. Let's have a look. A lot of coal wagons. It's an empty train by the looks of it. Prince Stalin, am I technically allowed to be on steam at work? I need to be on steam at work. I can't do my job otherwise. Slowed down too much. Speeding back up again. NYSW 3018, what's my favourite route? I've got lots of favourite routes. If it's favourite American route, then it's combined. New York, New Haven or Donna Pass, I think, are probably my top two routes. I missed a few follows. Geordie 2910, NYSW 3018 and Fariko Big Mac. Thank you for the follows, folks. Much appreciated. I turned off the follower thing because somebody was spamming it. So, apologies. Thanks for the follow, 1 billion Hex. Appreciate it. Right, we're going to get some speed boosts coming up. Deadly Dorito, feel free to send it to me as a Twitch message. Right, edging up the speed. One of the challenges, of course, with having a train this long is that you don't get much notice of the signals in front of you. For installing, or when you install the Epic Journeys key, all it will do is just add to your existing installation any and all bits that you're missing. 44353, have you decided what you want from the prize pot yet? Are you still there? Majestic Dogface, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Mannheim Karlsruhe. Okay, I'll make a note of that for you. Very nervous about how fast we're going at the moment. Epic fail for a Rule 14L, but looks like we've got an approach signal in front of us. Of aerodynamics now. F4353. Okay, thank you very much, Coplomer, as well. I get the feeling it's going to be a stressful 65 minutes. Speed down, given we know there's a red coming up, and I'm not going to get much notice of it. Might stick the dynamics on just to help the speed. Copropper, that's the last of the Epic Journeys keys, so if you could edit that out of the prize pot, that would be appreciated. Cheers, Dave. Thanks for joining. Good luck with your interview. NYSW, if you think you've lost some DLC, then the thing to do is to go and drop us a ticket onto dovetailgames.kayako.com and they'll help you figure out where it's gone. It won't have gone because it doesn't go with Steam. We just need to find out why it's disappeared off your system. Drop the dynamic brakes back a bit. Linked Metal, we're in a Burlington Northern F45. Working our way down a tough hill with a heavy, heavy train. Oh, hello, whistleboard. I got in time to see the whistleboard. But given the speed we're going, I'm going to give it a minute. Bunch of signals down there. looks like it might be a yellow. Colton crossover is where we're coming up to. In fact, our next signal looks like it might even be it's a green highball. Let the dynamic brake go. Speed up. Limit coming up, so let's not go too crazy on the old speed. Back in the cab so I can watch what we're doing. 35 limit. Looks like an SD45 coming the other direction. Loving the AI in this scenario. Couple of F45s in the middle there. Actually on a pretty level, we're on level ground at the moment, which is okay. Hadn't realised that. Pair of SD45s on the back. I like the SD45s, they've got a really lovely sound to them. Don Bugsy, seeing as you're a felling Virgin Media company, do you have any issues with your router dropping Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi built into the Virgin hubs is pathetic. I ended up having so many problems with it that I've switched it into modem mode, and I bought an Asus R66N, I think it is, which is brilliant as a wireless router, and I've just all my wireless problems have gone away. No, do not like the... and I don't know what it is either. When I was in London, I never had any problems, and the service was flawless. But since I moved down here, it's been the opposite of flawless. And it's not the connection's problem, because what I found was that I'd have my laptop sat right next to the thing, you know, inches away from it, and I'd get barely anything, or it would work and then it would stop working. And then while it wasn't working, if I hook a network cable straight into the unit, I'd get 100 megabit. I'd get the full bandwidth from the connection. So I know the connection was working, and it was just the wireless. So I gave up in the end. It's one of those things where you sit on support and you try and explain it to them, and they've just no idea what they're doing. So I went out, bought the Asus R66N, I think it is. It's and I've never looked back. Absolutely superb. Amtrak, there were more American items in the prize pot, but they've been won. Signal coming up. Looks like it's green. I'll try and get up to the speed limit. Will there be any new stuff? At some point there will be, but I've still got loads in the prize pot, so I won't be able to get any more for a while. I think I've got the older one, Colin. My wife's friend has got the newer one, and she seems to have no trouble with it, but I couldn't convince them to do anything with it. It was... I gave up in the end trying to talk to them about the problem, because they hadn't got a clue. It's down to the person you speak to about it. To be honest, I really like the Asus router. Never looked back since I got it. It's so much more feature rich than the one that you get from Virgin. Diddly Dorito, they have been a little bit thin on the ground, the giveaways. I might see if I can do another one sooner rather than later. Cheers, Adama, thanks again for the scenario. Really appreciate it. Favourite heritage unit? My favourite one's the Katie. The Dr. Pepper train, as I call it. That and Chicago Northwestern, I like that one as well. Yeah, we could do a flyby BNSF. No, Colin Davidson, I think that once again I've been a bit screwed over by Virgin on that. I'm still only getting 100. I don't think I ever, even though it says I'm 150, I'm actually got one of those special Samnose white boxes that does bandwidth checking, and it says I'm only on a 100 meg connection based on all of what I'm seeing. Strat Player says the old Katy Railroad runs about 5 miles north of his house. It's now a bike trail. Yeah, that's quite common. Good night, Bam. You know what I'd really like to do at some point is ride the Allegheny Trail. What is it called? Washington to wherever it goes. About 400 miles. Cycle it. That'd be epic. Really enjoy that. I would complain, Peachlick, but the problem is that I don't have any problem with the 100. It's fine. It almost seems petty to complain about another 50. Coming into a 30 limit. JM, I hadn't heard about 3170, no. Yes, I've heard plenty about Big Boy. I'm looking forward to that one coming back. Another signal coming up. Green light. Obviously slowed down enough to have let the train in front pick up speed ahead of us. Coming through Cayenne Tunnel very shortly. I wasn't intending to use the throttle lamp track, that was accidental. %2 gradient, heading for Lynn crossover. I think that's pretty much what we're on, Colin, something along those lines. Just that when I think about dealing with them for support, I have to weigh up what do I want to spend my evening doing, and if it's on the phone with them, then I'll give them a call. Have to combine the air brakes with the dynamic brakes to keep the train under control. Given that we use more than about 27% dynamic brakes, we seem to be slipping the wheels. Not quite sure why. What's this next signal? It's green, we're okay. Whole train on the 2% now. Diddly Dorito, I've no idea. I suspect it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Can I open the windows? No, I'll stick my head out anyway. The trick is just to put your head out fast enough so that you can smash the glass. Cheers NYSW, thanks for joining. Cheers, Ron Wirral. Thanks for the comment, and yeah, drop you a message over with the stuff on the scenario. I'll do my best to help you out. Second tunnel. Can't remember what this one's called. Link Metal, yes, I'm using Track IR. Another signal coming up. Like another green light. How long left, White Meat? I'm not entirely sure. We've got 8 miles. We started out with 23, we've got 8 to go. Gently on the brakes. How long is Soldier Summit? I think it's about 60 to 70 miles, something along those lines. Oricom says 8 miles for the front of the train and 9 for the back. Says you call this a hill, I call this a cliff. It's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? That first bit after you go up the hill, this is where it flies downhill. And we're now on 2.3%, so it just got steeper. Nastily hidden behind the trees here. Green light. Saluda grade would be good, JM. I must admit that would be good fun. Southern Rail training video was excellent. 1.8 to Lynn crossover. Another SD40T sitting down there. Try and get a glimpse of this signal down here. We've got a ways to go until we get there yet. Just under half a mile. That looks remarkably like a green signal. Welcome back, Exeeg. I like that. Lexig says, did Matt fail yet? And everyone's like, no, he's doing surprisingly well, actually. Lexig's like, weird. Cheers, Gouger. Thanks for joining. What we got now? 5 miles to go. Is that grade levelling out now? Yeah, 1.5%. Yeah, on the 1.5%, the dynamics aren't doing too bad a job now already, and they should improve as the rest of the train comes off the 2.3%. Where are we at the moment, anyway? We're going to Martin, your track here. I'll be handing off control to your train to the Utah Railway dispatcher at Utah Railway Junction. He's told me he has some special instructions for you upon arrival. What part of Soldier Summit is this? It is... We've just sort of basically done this bit. The southern half. Essentially it's between... you've got Helper to Summit and then Summit to Provo. And Summit to Provo is downhill. Got the high ball. Power station, I think it is. .3 miles to Utah Railway Junction. Right, we've got an approach signal. See you later, football train crash. Right, so we've got to go via Utah Railway Junction, but the last signal was approach, so I'm assuming this one's going to be a red. Compressors topping up the main reservoir. Yeah, we've got the low green signal, so we're coming off of the main line at this point. BNSF, why did DTG start advanced previews? So that basically they could show the content off. I mean, Steve and I, especially with me starting the stream, I wanted to show advanced previews of stuff that was basically ready to, you know, it definitely demonstrable. It was started with a 378, I think, and I just thought, you know what, there's no reason why we can't show this stuff, and we got everyone to agree to it. There's an extra car of hoppers in Martin Yard you'll need to add to your train. More wagons? Set switches to Martin Yard North Track 1. Okay, I need to check the switches then, obviously. Clearly it's going in here. Ah, I see. That looks to me like it's already set. Oops. As far as I can see, I haven't got any switches I can set, so hopefully we're going the right way. Oops. That's where the scenario ends though, so that's fine. The first advanced preview, I think, was the Class 378. Cheers, Moricom. Thanks for joining. Right, we've got some of the train on uphill and some of the train on downhill, so... the dynamics seem to have reset themselves, so I'm just gonna there we go, now the speed's bleeding off. See what track comes up on there, see if we're going the right way. That'd be a heck of a train to stop and reverse. Right, we're stopping at Martin Yard North Track 1. That's rather nice over there. Right, this is Yard Track 1. BNSF, passenger table with arrival and departure times. Depends on the country. I don't know about America. In the UK you can use site real-time trains or open train times. Or just get the data direct from Network Rail. Right, pulling into the siding and then that'll be it. Well done, Whitemead. Stayed awake. Yes, I'll do the last giveaway as soon as we finish this scenario. Just pull the train up to the signal and then we shall stop. Nearly there. My father-in-law lives in Norfolk Southern Country. He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. Do I save the maps anymore, BNSF? Not so much. No one really seemed to be that bothered by them, so I just leave them on the for the stream. Call it quits there, I think. So he spad on the last few meters. Utah Railway Dispatch, good job. You can park the train here. A yard crew will add the hot to the bit to the end of the train, and that's the end of that scenario. Superb, empties to Martin. That was epic, and only sped 4 times. There you go. That was really good. Really enjoyed that. That was a really good downhill challenge. There aren't enough downhill challenges in the scenario in the game, and that one was particularly good. So nice.